This poomsae is called Chunji. Its meaning is heaven and earth. It has 19 moves. The yellow belt strikes are hammer fist, hooks, and uppercuts. And I'll show you on the bag what I mean. The first technique, the hooking punch, again is going to require my body to pivot or swivel. And if you could imagine someone's guard being right in front of me, a hook is made to go around their guard or around their elbow and perhaps hook to the side of the body. Again, I'm pivoting. My elbow is bent at a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to strike palm down into the target with the hook. The next is very similar. It's called the uppercut. The uppercut is going to be turned from a horizontal strike to more of a vertical strike. If you could imagine sneaking in behind somebody's guard and striking to the body or chin area. From here, again, I'm going to pivot. I'll be striking up with my front two knuckles for uppercut. Uppercut. And the third technique is called the hammer fist. There are different applications. One would be where I might strike down this way, more vertically, striking my target like this. Hammer fist. Again, vertical. Or I might approach coming in more on a horizontal striking plane this way with my hammer fist. These are the combinations practiced by our novice belts, white belt and yellow belt. There are a few details I'd like to discuss before we do these, particularly the kicking skills first. When I'm doing my kicks, it's important two things. One is to prepare or chamber my knee before I kick, and the foot posture I use while I'm kicking. On the first kick, will be demonstrated as the axe kick. On the axe kick, I must lift my knee up first to chamber or prepare. I'll shoot my leg out, up over the target, smashing down with the bottom of my foot. The second kick is the front kick. First, I'll lift my knee again, chambering it in front and kicking with the bottom of the foot, called the ball. The third kick is the round kick. I need to pivot my supporting foot while my knee comes around and chambers. I'll extend my foot out, striking with the top or the instep of my foot. And the last kick, the side kick, requires another chamber, but a big pivot all the way around, stomping my heel and striking the target with my heel before I kick. The punches involved are just basic punches, the jab cross. The jab extends out, striking with my front two knuckles. I'll bring it back in. That number two punch will strike out again, striking with my knuckles, and again come back and guard my body. So I'd like to demonstrate those combos for you now. From a sparring stance, my first combination is axe kick, 1-2 punch. We also refer to the rear leg kick as a level 2 kick. So this second combination is front kick, 1-2 punch. The third combination is the round kick. And lastly, the side kick. And those are the combinations for our novice belt. At the yellow belt level, this is where we learn some practical and effective techniques that we need to use perhaps to defend ourselves. This is the D of the ABCs and Ds of self-defense. I'd like to identify some of the weaknesses of the human body. If you're in a situation where you need to defend yourself, if you were to strike one of these areas, you could create space in order to get away. You could incapacitate your attacker long enough for you to perhaps get help. And I'd like to start with probably one of the most universal striking areas or weaknesses is the eyes. If you have an opportunity to strike an attacker in the eyes, you can actually stop their vision. If they can't see you, obviously they're not going to be able to fight. We talk about using our finger whip, where we would inject our fingers in the eye of our attacker. We follow that up with perhaps causing some discomfort and possibly injuring the eardrum. Loss of balance, again, they can't stay in the fight. This is where I would use my panther paw, which is an open striking tool, where I would be striking the ears and causing, again, a loss of balance. The next weakness of the human body is the nose. If I can strike the nose, automatically the eyes water. Again, it gives me an opportunity to create some space and get safe. I can apply my palm heel strike, where I would take my palm and strike the nose, mashing it against his face or perhaps breaking the nose if necessary. The jaw is next. If I can strike the jaw, it's a very sensitive area, very easy to perhaps dislocate or break. I would apply my hammer fist to the jaw area. And last would be the neck. The neck is where, well, our trachea is. It's where we breathe. If I'm able to strike the trachea area with my tiger mouth strike, I can collapse the opportunity for him to breathe. If he can't breathe, he can't fight. I like to do this in a way that I can say the striking areas, or I should say where I can strike the weaknesses of the human body and reflect upon them as I do my strikes. And what I mean by that is I'm going to identify the eyes and I'm going to say them as I imagine striking them. I say eyes, ears, nose, jaw, neck. And again, I would practice that procedure over, so if I need to defend myself, I wouldn't just throw a skill at some area of his body. If I punched him in the chest, that's not going to do anything. If I hammer him on the shoulder, it's not going to do anything. I've got to hit one of these weaknesses of the human body. And this is what we would ask our yellow belt students to work on.